Okay, so we're trying to figure out why the ToggleTile function does not work. So let's look at the title screen. It's fixed ToggleTile is on the agenda. We're part 92 of PAINT5D Sprint. It's Tuesday. The video is 165. Okay. So we got this unit test, so that's cool and all, but the question is... First of all, there's not many test cases, so that's a problem. And apply a ToggleTile action, right? So we ToggleTile, get actual value set into bitmap, right? So get, and then here's this actual. Okay, here's the actual. If actual is not equal to expected, now is that expected or is that supposed to be exponent? exp tile exponent. Okay, so what is this last thing? Expected values. Okay, so these are the expected values, and holy crap, they're all 0. Okay, so it's not my imagination. So I'm going to guess that this TV here is the initial tile value. Initial tile value. The initial tile value, the brush value, expect... Okay, yeah. So none of this. It's like, why would I do that? Why would I stubbed in this test, and of course this isn't going to work because... Okay, let's put some breakpoints here. So this test code, we got all this test code, but it's not doing us any good because we don't have enough test cases. So let's go find where this code's coming from. So UTC ToggleTile, user controls, right? So these are from user controls. Okay, cool. And holy crap, we have a lot of tests in here. And I almost guarantee that because there's so many tests in here, that this thing probably has some guard around it. I believe this has a guard around it to stop it from executing. Like it's here we go. Override, do nothing. Off. Override on, always on. Okay, so let's go look for, where is this coming from? It's coming from kill test. So I know why these tests were off. These tests were off because, guess what? These tests actually take up a lot of time, so. Let's, go turn on those tests. Right, let's go back into here. Let's go into kill test. Kill test dot data probably, because there's probably like a big list of stuff, right? And yeah, I even named it the same. You can tell it's like named the same as the silent system, right? So it even has. I can tell I kind of did this cut and pasty wise. So kill test. So this is kill test code, not silence code anymore. And this DUI thing, that's not even what it's called anymore. This free spot thing, that's not even there anymore. Like, some of this stuff is just bogus. So, let's see if we can just nuke some of this, because we shouldn't have any references to this. Okay, so let's just nuke that out of there. Oops. And let's just say, plus, code to kill tests added, minus, no code to kill tests added. I don't know. Okay, so then let's go down here. Let's just delete this. Let's delete this nonsense here. And delete this nonsense here. And we have all question marks, but what the heck? Override. Kill test, paint5d. So there is, this paint5d actually has code in it, right? This is actually implemented. Right? You even see off here, right? So we have the off flag. So what we're going to do here is paint5d p5d ogl. We're going to put a plus because that code actually exists. And then for this, we're actually going to use the macro for test some. We want to do all. Okay, so level 1 or all. Okay. So PAINT5D tests, we're going to turn them all on. And then we're going to hope that things don't just blow up in our face when we give this a run, right? So, and no, god damn it. Well, now we wait. Okay, /AAC 2020.sh. So we're just going to run this. It's going to take a little bit longer to start up because it's going to run a gigantic unit test in the PAINT5D system, and once we have unit tested that, I'm gonna hope that all the tests pass, right? So it looks like, hey, good for us, tests pass. Now, if 0, no overrides. Okay, cool. That didn't actually take as long as I thought it would. Was there a different system that was offending our sensibilities? Let's look over here. So, fragbed, GPU view, PAINT5D, nitcall. This looks kind of suspicious here, doesn't it? That the unit test code does not look like it's actually running. Did we turn off logging for PAINT5D? So let's go look at the logging system. Let's close this stuff. And if we look at the silence system, which has a very similar structure to the unit test killer, PAINT5D right here, is the logging turned off for this? No. Logging is not turned off for this. So where we call this from, let's go backwards direction and let's search for this. WTF. Oh, forward direction, my bad. So we're gonna look further down the file. Here it is. And here's the unit test. We're just gonna create a log function here. We're just gonna say log, and we're gonna say begin dot. Right, we're gonna begin this test, and then we're just gonna give it a void pointer to 0 because we're not going to include any extra information. And if we're going to do that, then we want to do that at the bottom of here, right? So before we return, we also want to log that we're ending this unit test section. Now I don't know if we actually have a macro for logging here. Oh, we do. Okay, cool. So I just want to have a confirmation that indeed we're entering this unit test section, and invalid use of void expression. Oh, because it's not void 0, it's a void. If we want null, it's a void pointer cast of 0. It's not void 0. So this is a void pointer cast of 0. Okay. So now let's that's interesting. There's void pointers, but there's no such thing as a void cast. That's kind of weird. Well, I guess because otherwise you have to specify how many bits to take, and a void pointer always means you're taking 64 bits. Maybe that's what's up with that. Okay, so oh, you know what? My bad. I bet this is lazily invoked. Yeah, this is lazily invoked, so it's not even gonna get called until I go over here, right? There we go. That's what I expected. See how this is pausing because it's like clunking through a whole bunch of unit test code. Okay, that's more like it. That's more like what I expected, which sucks, right? Because it's really heavy. But all of our tests pass. Very cool. And let's look at these logs. So begin PAINT5D unit test, and then end PAINT5D unit test. And then there's certain kind of sections in here. Cool, very cool. So that's all well, right? That it's great that it's great that our unit tests are passing here, but but we know the ToggleTile unit test is not working, right? So if we look at the ToggleTile unit test, it's no wonder that it fails. Well, it doesn't fail, but it doesn't, it's not thorough enough, right? So what I probably did is I stubbed in a whole bunch of tests, and then I'm like, we'll add more code if we're, like, wondering why things don't work later, because you know, like, I don't want to deal with this right now, because I wrote so much test code that I'm like, screw this, I don't want to write any more test code. And look at me coming back to this test code, because we need to... So is this even right? If the tile value is 1 and the brush value is 1, then it gets turned off, and then boom, right? If the tile value is 0, the tile value is 1 and the brush value is this, then guess what? It gets turned off as well, right? Because we toggle off, and toggle off turns... Okay. So we don't have any useful... There's 0 useful tests in here. I can't believe that I didn't even test the very basic thing. If the tile value, the initial tile value is, you know, I don't know, 0, right? And the brush value is 1, then we expect 1, right? Very basic, right? I'm going to guess this test is going to fail, but before we can make it fail, we have to actually go and say, oh, hey, we added another test. So we got to go up here and say, oh, number of tests, we had 3. Guess what? We have 4 now. Okay, so now that the number of tests is 4, because we got 0, 1, 2, 3, and then we have the 4th test, this should fail us. And we even have, like, the thing for the test index, the actual versus the expected, ToggleTile test fail, 2021. Let's make this an underscore so I can easily select it and search for it later. Okay, let's give that a run. I'm gonna guess that this will lead to some problems, right? So it's like, you know, we don't need to go overboard with a lot of test code, like 80-20 rule, right? We can get pretty far with just writing just a little bit of test code. Now, I want to... I don't know. We gotta make this workflow a little bit better. Okay, you're kidding me right now, huh? It's like... Okay, so that's BS. That's BS. That's not correct at all. Okay, let's do... So it's in the upper left-hand corner, tile quad, tile exponent. Tile layer. So everything's 0 here. I don't think this is correct. I don't think this test code is actually working. Well, the other possibility, right, is that ToggleTile works fine, and it's all in my head and something else. Actual value. So here we're putting the brush state, okay. Okay, what the hell? Seed data location with the initial value. Put using brush. Okay, so put using brush here. Okay, cool. Apply toggle tile action. So we're gonna push the brush state, but this is different, right? All these things are the same, except we have the brush value here. Okay. Use the ToggleTile function, and this is loaded into the brush, right? And then after that, we're going to do PAINT5D get, and we're going to make sure that if actual is not equal to expected, we failed the unit test. Okay, if we failed the unit test, this is another case for failing the unit test, but this is not. Failed because does not match the values in our test table. Okay, well, hold the hell on here. 0 not equal to failed unit test? Oh, yeah, okay. 0 not because we failed the unit test. Got it. Just because I can. That's not going to fight the problem, but just in case, I'm going to be paranoid here. So, maybe there's a possibility that the toggle tile function actually works, and I'm using it improperly, somehow. And I can't spell toggle tile? Wrap around. We got to wrap around. Jesus. Okay. Wrap around and PAINT5D toggle tile. Odd mouse click inbounds actions. Okay, cool. Well, why would it only subtract? Possibly because the brush state I've seen loaded with different colors. So I don't think that's a problem. So we're getting a whole bunch of brush state. So all the brush state is stored in the texture memory. So the tile quadrant, the tile exponent, the tile layer, the brush X, the brush Y, the offset index, right? And then we want to tile value. What's this? Get tile value loaded into brush. Okay, yeah. Tile value loaded into brush. Good. And then after we get all that, we want to get the current tile value. So tile value here. And then valcur equals the tile value, right? Okay. Let's make a note of this, right? These two things are the same. Okay. Then we want to know the brush coordinates for some reason, so we want to get the brush X, brush Y, okay. And this tile value is from the local TX, local TY, and local TX, local TY, where's that coming from? Is that just coming from brush X, brush Y? Yeah, it is. So we're doing some redundant stuff where we already did this. Okay. And we knew we were doing some redundant stuff, so we decided that, oh no, set or unset the tile. So these are equal, val current tile value, the value in the brush. So where's value brush? Where's value brush coming from? So val brush. PAINT5D tile value. So it is a value loaded into the brush. Okay, yeah. And if the value in the brush is not equal to the current value that we got off of the canvas, right? If it's not equal to the value we got off the canvas, the value put equals the value in the brush, right? They're not equal. They're not equal, so... Oh, hold on. Yeah, they're not equal, so if they're equal, right, so the value of the brush and the value current, if they're equal, we want to erase the tile, right? So the value in the brush and the value current, we don't care about either one of those. We actually just want to erase, right? So we see value put is 0. Okay, so this value put is 0 here. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a little log here. So we're going to say log so ToggleTile add, right? And then over here, this is ToggleTile remove, right? So that's what we're assuming is happening, and that's not what we're getting, but let's try that out. So let's see that when we click the canvas, can we at least get this to like echo correctly, or can we get it to show on the console correctly, or are we just going to see add, or we're always going to see remove, right? We're expecting to always see the remove and never see the add, right? Because we've already come to the conclusion that our tile brush it's always subtracting tiles, it's never adding tiles. That was the conclusion from earlier. So let's just give it a shot and see what happens. Okay, so over here, let's just put this over here for a second. Bam, put it over here. Nice little canvas here. And we see ToggleTile add, remove, add, remove, 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 add, remove. So what the heck? The first time it says add. The time after that, it says remove. And then after that, it's done. It's done. So, if we do P for pattern, and we find like a black canvas here where like nothing is there, right? And we click here, remove, 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 remove. Okay. So that's what I expected. I expected that, yes, it always removes the tile, right? What I'm not expecting is that on a white canvas, I'm not expecting that it says add first, And then it says remove, but nothing, I'm pretty sure this is subtractive right here, right? Because the canvas is completely white, so the only way to get color is for it to have removed something. So right there, we've what the heck? Kidding me here? Is my zoom not even working anymore? Did that break on me? Okay, no, that works. Okay. So... we're not seeing zoom working here, though? What the heck? What about the IJK and L for a second? Are those working? Well, here's our panning. Oh, you know what it is? It's, we can't tell when we're zooming in or out when, no? What the heck? Come on, I thought we were done. I thought I was done with this nonsense. Let's set a smaller tile value here. Let's set, like, oh, we were zoomed in too far? Oh, we were trying to zoom into, we were trying to zoom into something when we're already zoomed in the maximum amount. Okay, yeah, so, add, remove. So that's really weird that it says add and then remove, right? Add, remove. I'm thinking it's checking the wrong layers. That's my guess. But it checks a different layer than it adds to. So the toggle is like half baked, and I think what it's doing is it's is the toggle perhaps firing twice? Yeah, are we getting the toggle firing twice in a row for some reason, right? That would create a problem. And if the toggle fired twice in a row, would it always remove? So we have a 1-bit, and we have a brush. No, I don't think it would, because toggle should do every other, right? So toggle should... Well, let's just see if it's firing twice, because that would create a problem for us. And if we can't get that to work, then I don't know. Okay, so we're over here, and let's just pay close attention to the logs here. So here's our log stuff. If we click once, what do we get? We get ToggleTile add. Okay, and there is this thing here, and that's actually a subtraction as far as I'm concerned. And then ToggleTile remove. So my thought is that we know that supposedly, what is up with this? It seems like the zoom isn't working. We've done all this work to get the zoom work. I mean, the logging looks correct, but then all I see is this. And if we go over here, no, we see stuff work over here. But then over here. Over here, though. Well, hold on. If we're completely centered, and this is taking up a quarter of the screen, if we zoom in and out, we're never going to see anything different, right? Now, if we take a different brush size, if we go down one brush size, I don't even know how we go down one brush size. There we go. Yeah. So if we go down a brush size like this, now we can actually see, oh yeah, we are zooming in and out, right? We just can't tell when we're over there like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over up in this top corner for a second. We're going to go way up in this top corner. Because I'm thinking that maybe if the test code isn't lying to us, then it means that if the test code isn't lying to us, then it means that the okay, so for this, you know what we're going to do? I'm just going to assume that off by 1 is an acceptable thing to happen here. Or actually, let's go figure out where these are set, right? So are they set in 2 different places? Let's change this error message. Something shorter. So yeah, for some reason, well, where are we? Storing the mouse down coordinates. Should have already done this. So it looks to me... Oh, we said store mouse down coordinates here. Got it. So is mouse down. Let's go find where is mouse down is being set. And if is mouse down is being set, then we should also set the scrolling position. And the is mouse down looks like it's being copied from this thing. So let's go find this. And we're going to expect that whenever we set this, that we want to set the other stuff. So let's go find in files, go figure out where this is being called from. And okay, so here's some code. So yeah, we got this, we got these here. These here, so this is okay. And where's the syncing problem? Let's put some breakpoints here. So here's the syncing problem. And this is happening when? Is down state 2, right? So in this case. So the question is, when we are on the mouse move, did we forget to consult this? It's only here, right? So we also want to make sure that when the mouse moves, we also set these values. Or M2X, M2Y needs to match Pix M2X, M2Y. Oh no, this is on the up. Oh, this is the initial down state. So somewhere we actually have a comment called drag start, and that's not how we did it. Yeah, we actually want 1 equals this. Let's go find this for a second. What's D2X, though? This is the start position, and this is the pixel position. So they have to match. Okay, got it. So, And this thing here, what we really want is first mouse down. Because the drag start, five. So we'll just make a note here that the drag start 2 is kind of buggy. So right here, I don't have much room. So DS2, this DS2 here, it's buggy. I don't know exactly what's wrong with that. So we'll just use the drag start variable because when we looked at the console feedback, we actually got kind of what we were expecting when we did it this way. So this thing here, we actually need to comment drag start out. We need to comment this out here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's give that a run. So let's just make sure that the clicking and dragging works correctly, or these assertions pass. Now, I don't know why. Okay, so I'm thinking that for the ToggleTile function, well, for the ToggleTile function, I'm thinking that the smallest tile value, right? If we zero everything out and use the smallest tile value in the first quadrant and the first local XY location on the first layer, if we do all of that, then I'm thinking that maybe the ToggleTile function will yield something that we can see. So up here, we want to I don't know what the proper how are we supposed to zoom in? How does a browser usually use? Mouse wheel. We use control. So this is zooming out. So if we pull we zoom out. Is that how my code works, or does my code not work that way? If we pull, we zoom out. Is that how I work? I want kind of a standard kind of zooming behavior, and I keep on getting them mixed up whether or not which way the mouse wheel needs to move to zoom in and out. It seems like if we pull towards us, we zoom out, right? So it's like we're pulling up and out of the screen, right? And then we're diving in towards the screen, right? So we're moving away from the screen. Okay, yeah, moving away from the screen, moving towards the screen. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so moving towards the screen, moving away from the screen. Okay, got it. So let's go take a look at this and try to run this again. So when we're trying to zoom in and out, we're thinking that the mouse wheel, if we spin towards the screen, we're like diving in towards the screen, and we spin away from the screen, we're kind of like zooming out of the screen. So I just want to make sure that my zoom is consistent. with the way that browser does it. So right here. So we're saying that if we want to zoom in, that our finger goes in towards the screen. Yes, so that's what we got. Okay, cool. So that is what we have. So we can do that, and then we're pulling away. Okay, got it. So now let's go over here and start to set tiles up in this corner here. Because I'm thinking that if we get all the way up in this corner right here, that maybe we'd have some luck with setting and removing tiles, but it doesn't actually look that way. It looks like, for whatever reason, we're still getting the same thing, where we set this tile thing and then it doesn't update correctly. So now the next question is, why is that? Is it because perhaps we're not pushing? How could that happen? Well, if the state of the texture, if the CPU texture got out of sync with the GPU, that could happen. Right, so it says add, remove, add, remove. And it's only... Yeah, that could happen. So maybe... Okay, yeah, this is annoying me. Somehow this is sometimes off by 1. And that is annoying as heck. Here's the only place where we're checking for this. So these really should be... This mouse drag current should be also set when we do the mouse move, right? And it is being set here. But it looks like I think that this thing isn't checking correctly. M2X picks M2X. Mm-hmm. So it's like the down event is getting fired like right after, and then it's like slightly off. And so if this is down, didn't we already store this somewhere else though? Uh-huh. I need to go into the shop soon. So this looks like a problem. And where is the Pix2x? Where is this pixel... Pix, mouse down, whatever the heck. Where's this coming from? Nowhere? Because Pix M2X is not that. It's called something else in here. So, M2X... Uh-huh. What we could do... Right. If we've decided it's the first mouse down, right? So here's what I'm thinking. Guard, don't collect mouse to position if flagged as the first mouse down, because we end up slightly out of sync by about 1 pixel when doing this. So I think that this is the solution. So we're going to give that a run and see if maybe this will stop crashing on us. So what I'm thinking is that we're in the mouse move event, and what I think is happening is the mouse down event gets fired, then the mouse move event gets fired, and they get fired like right one after another. And something about how they're being fired. They're being like fired at the same time supposedly, but then they get slightly different values reported back, is what I'm thinking is happening, and that's creating problems. I think that's what's happening. I don't actually know what's happening. So let's go use a smaller brush here, and let's try to zoom in and see if maybe when we zoom here, we don't get it crashing on us now, right? That was the problem. So that's fine. If we go over here, right? Whoop, whoop. Okay, that works. So if it doesn't crash on us, then I think we're fine. And let's do smaller. Smaller. Okay, so I don't see it toggling. So my thought is that it's getting to the GPU. It gets pushed up to the GPU, but then it never... Well, if we keep on syncing... We keep syncing the whole texture with the GPU, which is what I believe we're doing, then things would have to get toggled on and off. Well, let's look at the actual echo. It says add and then remove. It keeps on saying remove, and that's what we expect if it were to look like this. I don't think it's a display issue. I think it's ToggleTile just wants to remove all the time for some reason. So this is ugly code right here. So let's make a note of this, right? So 0165 time is 57 52, or how about 57 57, so you can be cool. I think problems happen if the mouse down and mouse move events are fired at exactly the same time, but report back slightly different XY locations. Alright, so that's what I think is happening. This guard fixes that. Okay, so I think that's what's happening. I could be wrong. So now the next question is, why is ToggleTile like always removing stuff, right? So here's our unit test code for ToggleTile, and we seem to have a test where we are doing some stuff. Expected brush value. Let's try another test where the brush value is maybe 15. Maybe we started with the highest value. Maybe we want to start with a different... Okay. And the expected value now should be 15. Right, so there's nothing there originally, and we set down 15, and now we're going to expect 15, right? So now we have, let's also try something in the middle, right? So let's try like 7, and let's also try 15, just so that we have these nice clusters of 3. So we try the literal edge cases, and then we try something in the middle, right? So we got 6 tests total, and let's just try to give that a run. So 6 tests. And then after that, I'm going to have to... and let's also make sure that all these tests are running. Maximum test index. How are you calculated? Number of tests minus 1? That looks about correct. Okay, yeah. So let's give this a run and see... Perhaps, we'll get a test failure. Like right now, a test failure would be probably a good idea. Because what we're seeing on screen just does not match what we're expecting for the toggle tile function is not working. Can we get this working? Or I don't know. If we're lucky, I guess it'll crash, right? So let's wait for the unit tests to... Okay. And that's because the brush value is wrong. This brush value is, the brush value is not a tile value between 0 and 16. Brush value is, 0, 1, 2, and 3, right? 0, 1, 2, and 3, because if you look at the binary, we're using 2-bit color, right? So if we use 2 bits, number 3, right? So these are out of range. It's 1, 2, and 3 is all we can set here. Okay. So now that we are using valid values with our tests, let's give that another shot, and then we gotta, we're gonna take, like, we're gonna just push this up to, like, GitHub or something, so that we can get ready to go to the shop, and maybe we'll just look through the code while we're at the shop, maybe, and try to figure out what's going on. I don't know. If we can get something failing us, if we can get a test case that fails us, we'd be in a better situation right now. But yeah, it's, so even the logging code, we have remove, add. So this and this, they're the same, it's a remove. This and this is a remove. This with a 0, that's actually an add, but it results in a 0, right? This is an add, this is an add, this is an add. That all looks correct, right? So the code, I think that it's saying what it's going to do. So this stuff here, I think this says what it's going to do, but it doesn't always do what it says it's going to do. Also, hold on. This tile value, are we putting it anywhere? We put the brush state. Oh, the brush value is what we want to look for. No? TV, initial tile value. Oh, put using brush state. So we need to assert that this actually works, because maybe this function is not actually putting using the brush state, and because of that, maybe there's no test for this either, right? So maybe there's no test for put using brush state because we thought, hey, this code works fine, right? So it looks like we have some test code for this, maybe, or is this just the function? Put using brush. Put using brush, put using brush, put using brush. Okay, so this needs a test because we're assuming it works, and I don't think it does. So this right here, we need a test for this, right? Let's see if there's a test, right? So here's the function. Here's put using brush. Where are we? We're in the ToggleTile stuff, right? Or is this put using brush? That's a lot of stuff. Put using brush. So there's some tests for this. But maybe we're not doing what we think we're doing. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff we need to figure out here. I don't know. We're gonna have to just keep on looking at it. But this ToggleTile remove, add, right? These things are. Let's look at ToggleTile add. It says the value to put. Tile quad, tile exponent, tile layer, local tx, local ty, right? Well, are these all the correct brush states? Are these the correct brush state variables? Like, perhaps those are not all derived from the brush state, right? Well, I mean, it looks like it's all there. So, one of the things we run into a lot is having problems with, like, integer overflow and things zeroing out. So, possibly... we have some type of integer overflow and things are getting truncated to 0. Maybe, right? So, like, I don't know. We'll look at it later, because we gotta go to the shop. So, I'm gonna get ready to go to the shop, maybe do some push-ups. But I gotta get out of here. So, yeah, we will. Yeah, we're out of here. We'll be back. We'll be back at another time. But yeah, we gotta stop this. We gotta go.